You've been lied to about how change actually works inside you. Someone told you that if the dread is loud enough, you just bury it under louder affirmations until it drowns. So you stand in front of the mirror, repeat that you're confident, and feel like a fraud the second you walk away. By the end of this, you'll understand why that mirror game keeps failing and what the old Hermetic teachers knew that makes the whole thing effortless. Start with the feeling you actually have right now. Maybe it's anxiety before you launch the thing you've been building for months. Maybe it's resentment towards someone who moved faster than you. That feeling is energy, real, present, already moving through you with force. Positive thinking looks at that energy and tries to delete it, then conjure a brand new feeling out of thin air. You're being asked to feel calm while your whole body is vibrating at the frequency of fear. That's two jobs at once: suppress what's here, manufacture what isn't. No wonder it exhausts you. The Hermetic teachers framed it differently. One of their core principles says that everything is in motion, everything vibrates, and nothing rests. Your fear has a rate, your courage has a rate. And here's what they understood that the affirmation crowd never grasped: you can't freeze a vibration, but you can change its rate. They called this mental transmutation, the art of taking the energy already running through you and shifting it up the scale into something you can use. Think about what that means for the launch you're scared of. The amateur tries to feel zero fear. Impossible. Fear and excitement are nearly the same event in the body. Same racing pulse, same sharpened focus, same charge in the chest. The difference is the story you wrap around the charge. So you stop fighting the energy, you take that exact same surge and you rename its destination. You're redirecting a current that's already at full voltage. This is the part that separates it from every motivational video you've scrolled past. They tell you to replace dark thoughts with bright ones. Replacement is a war. You're trying to evict a tenant who pays rent in adrenaline, and he doesn't want to leave. Transmutation skips the eviction entirely. The fear stays. Its address changes. The alchemists understood this centuries before anyone said the word psychology. They talked about turning lead into gold, and most people took that literally and went broke chasing it. The real work was always internal. Lead and gold are the same base substance, arranged differently. The transmutation was always about rearranging what already existed into a higher form. Your anger is lead, your drive is gold. Same metal, different structure. So why does this matter for the life you're trying to build on your own terms? Your body already understands this at a cellular level. When you fast, you stop adding fuel and the system starts burning what's stored. Temper's fasting timer maps each metabolic phase as it kicks in. Link in the description. And the same holds for your emotional charge. You have a fixed amount running through you each day, and most of it is currently locked inside states you've labeled as bad. The jealousy when you see someone's project blow up. The shame after a day you wasted. The frustration when the code breaks for the 9th time. Positive thinking tells you to ignore all of that and find some fresh, clean motivation somewhere else. But there is no somewhere else. That locked energy is your whole tank. Watch how this plays out in something you actually do. You see a creator in your niche pull numbers you're nowhere near. The cheap response is to crush the envy, slap on a quote about staying in your lane and feel hollow. The transmutation move is colder and far more useful. You let the envy burn. Then you ask it one question: what exactly do you want that they have? Envy is just desire wearing a mask. Strip the mask and you've got a precise map of what to build next. The same fire that was eating you alive is now pointing at your next move. Resentment works the same way. That grudge you're carrying against the person who doubted you, the one who called your idea stupid. Affirmations want you to forgive and float above it. Transmutation says keep the heat, change its rate, and pour it into the work until the work itself is the answer. Spite is a terrible master and a tireless engine. Plenty of empires got built by someone who simply refused to be the joke they were told they'd be. But there's a trap here, and I'd be lying if I pretended this is easy. Redirecting a current takes more skill than ignoring one. Here's where most people fumble it. They hear, use your fear, and think it means wallowing. Sitting in the feeling, narrating it, posting about it, marinating until it goes rancid. That's just feeding the lower vibration and calling it depth. The Hermetic move requires a deliberate act of will at the exact moment the feeling peaks. You have to catch the energy mid-surge and consciously aim it. Miss the window and it dissipates into a wasted afternoon. So how do you actually catch it? You build a habit of asking one question whenever a heavy feeling hits. What is this energy trying to move toward? Anxiety wants safety, so it's begging you to prepare, to finish the thing, to stop leaving loose ends. Anger wants a boundary, so it's telling you something needs to change in how you're operating. Every dark feeling has a direction it's already pointing. Your job is to read the arrow and walk that way, instead of stuffing the arrow in a drawer. This is mental discipline of the highest order, and it's the opposite of the soft, fluffy stuff sold as spirituality. The Hermetic principle of vibration comes with a second half that almost nobody quotes. To master your states, you consciously rise from the rate you don't want to the rate you do, using will as the lever. That word matters. Will, not hope, not wishing, not vibes. The deliberate, trained application of attention to move your own energy on command. And the more you do it, the faster it gets. The first time you transmute panic into focused preparation, it might take an hour of clumsy effort. The 100th time it takes a breath. You're building a muscle that no amount of positive thinking can give you, because positive thinking never touches the raw material. It just paints over the lead and hopes the paint holds. There's a version of this that shows up in how you handle boredom, and it's worth sitting with. Boredom feels like the absence of energy, which is why it tricks so many people. You sit down to build, and the flatness arrives, so you reach for your phone to feel something. But boredom is restless energy with nowhere to go. It's the engine idling, fuel still burning, just disconnected from the wheels. The transmutation move is to drop one concrete task in front of it, however small, and let the idle current grab the gear. Boredom that finds a task becomes momentum within minutes. The same flatness that sent you scrolling becomes the quiet, steady focus that finishes things. The discipline you're learning here compounds in a way nothing else does. Every state you transmute teaches you the shape of your own energy. You start to recognize the texture of fear before it floods you, the early flicker of envy before it curdles. Self-knowledge becomes self-command. And self-command is the one form of leverage nobody can take from you. No algorithm can throttle, no gatekeeper can deny. You're not building a brand or a body or a business first. You're building the operator who runs all three. Consider what this does to your relationship with bad days. Right now, a bad day is a write-off. The motivation didn't show up, so you got nothing done, and tomorrow you try to manufacture the feeling again, like striking a wet match. But if every state is fuel, there are no write-off days. The day you felt like garbage is the day you have the most raw energy to work with, because heavy emotions carry the highest charge. Despair is dense. That density is power waiting to be restructured. I won't tell you this is pleasant. Transmuting grief into creative output while you're still inside the grief is brutal. The energy is there, but aiming it while it's tearing through you takes everything you've got. This is why the people who build remarkable lives often seem a little intense. They learn to run the whole spectrum of human feeling through the same engine, and they refuse to waste a single watt on suppression. There's a quieter cost to the old way that nobody mentions. Every time you tell yourself a feeling is wrong and try to erase it, you declare war on your own body. You split into two people, the one feeling the thing, and the one who hates that it's being felt. That internal war burns more energy than the original feeling ever did. Transmutation ends the war by making peace with the raw material. The feeling is unrefined ore, and you're the one with the forge. Bring it back to the mirror where we started. The person reciting affirmations is trying to install gold they don't have, while ignoring the lead in their own hands. The person practicing transmutation looks at the same lead and gets to work refining it. One is begging the universe for a deposit, the other is mining the fortune already buried in their own chest. So here's the shift. And it's going to ask more of you than any quote ever did. Stop trying to feel good, start trying to feel useful. The next time dread floods in before you ship the project, don't reach for calm. Grab the dread by the root and ask where it's trying to send you. The next time envy spikes, read the map it just handed you. When you're furious, let it harden into the discipline to prove the point. You're sitting on a generator that never switches off. You've just been taught to treat half its output as garbage. The amateur waits for good energy to arrive. You're done waiting. Every feeling that moves through you from now on is raw metal, and you finally know you're holding the forge. Go turn something heavy into something sharp.